I'm Aaliyah Riddle, a junior psychology major with a minor in gender studies currently attending Fisk University. I'm also a second-year student health ambassador with the Meharry HBCU Wellness Project. Today, I will be presenting about anxiety. Anxiety is a term I'm sure we all heard before. That's because occasional anxiety is a normal part of life. But it becomes what's known as an anxiety disorder when the nervous feelings are so intense that it interferes with a person's ability to function in their daily lives. By definition, anxiety disorders are intense feelings of fear, worry, or nervousness that lead to lingering feelings of uneasiness, which prevent individuals from achieving a relaxed state. Anxiety is the most common mood disorder in the United States, with an estimated 19.1% of the population living with some form of anxiety disorder. Different types of anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorders, obsessive-compulsive disorders, panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, social phobia, and separation anxiety, just to name a few. Anxiety is accompanied by both mood and physical symptoms such as trembling, an increase in heart rate, sweating, lightheadedness, nausea, rapid breathing, and an increase in blood pressure. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, Native Americans or individuals of indigenous cultures were the most diagnosed population with anxiety. However, after COVID-19, the most diagnosed population became highly educated female African Americans living in poverty. Because I am a student health ambassador, I've had the pleasure of researching and presenting information about anxiety to African American collegiate-age undergraduate students for 2 years now. During each of my events, participants were instructed to take a pre-survey. That was so I could assess their prior knowledge of anxiety. After the pre-survey was done, an informational presentation was given by a licensed clinical social worker. Once the presentation was concluded, participants had an opportunity to ask questions to the presenter, and then they were instructed to take the post-survey. The post-test survey assessed gained knowledge and retained knowledge after the presentation. During my first year, I had almost 90 participants. 75.6% of my participants identified as female, and 24.4% of my participants identified as male. 97.6% of my participants in my first year ethnically identified as African American. These demographics are worth mentioning, considering that women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with anxiety than men, and the fact that African American women are now some of the most diagnosed with anxiety. In my second year of doing my project, there were 90.7% females, 7.3% males, and 99.1% African American participants. The first year, there was a 57.1% knowledge increase, with participants being able to correctly identify and define anxiety and identify the most diagnosed populations of anxiety as well. The second year, there was a 40.39% knowledge increase. Lastly, I thought that it was worth mentioning that 100% of participants attended Fisk University, indicating that my target audience, African American collegiate-age undergraduate students attending at HBCU, was met. But why is learning about anxiety so important? College students are now a vulnerable part of a population that is susceptible to getting anxiety. 1 in 3 college students often experience some sort of significant depression and anxiety while they're enrolled in college. The pressure to obtain good grades, being away from home, making new friends, meeting people, peer pressure, and financial stressors often contribute to anxiety for college students. I believe that by increasing a student's knowledge of anxiety, a vulnerable population is now able to recognize the signs of anxiety, encourage people to receive treatment, and potentially aid in reducing negative stigmatisms that are often associated with not just anxiety, but mental health. I would like to give a special thank you to Fisk University, Meharry Medical College, the HBCU Wellness Project, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, who's partnered with me on my event for 2 years now, my licensed clinical social worker presenter, Jaha Martin, and the Rutherford County Health Department. Thank you all and have a great day.